What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again. Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kenny and Ross present the Yeah I Said It podcast, where we're expressing with our full capabilities so they might want to send correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation, Ross Cooper. As always, I'm rocking with the best. My co-host, introduce yourself to the folk.
Why so serious?
Here we
Yeah, you
go.
wonder why I said that. But yeah, well, what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good week. Sorry we're a little bit late, but stuff happens and life happens. So yeah, represent do, yeah. Let's go Devils. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and share with your enemies, your friends, your dog, family, whatever. Do what you gotta do. We appreciate the support as always. So yeah, we got a little better fun show, not too super serious. So yeah, sit back, relax, and let's get it.
All right. So if you are watching at home, you will see that I am rocking a Duke University men's basketball jersey. Long time Duke fan. I will remember this. The shot heard around the world. Christian Leitner against Kentucky. One dribble, turnaround, swish. I remember being at my mom's house. This is 92. And I was the only Duke fan. My friends hated Duke. They hate Duke. And I remember before that shot. Duke's gonna lose. They're losing. Cool. Grant Hill, three-quarter court pass, Leitner, one dribble turnaround, swish. Duke University, Coach K, greatest coach ever. It is March. March Madness is coming. It's not quite the same. I don't really think Coach K and the Devils cared about this season, but it is still March, so we will still represent. Let's go, Devils! So there's that. As Kane said, we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna, we're gonna keep it kind of light and fluffy. Couple things we are gonna touch on, and I'm curious to see what my co-host has to say about it because we kind of talked about it like we usually do off air, but it's an interesting point. So we're gonna start off not too serious, just something I caught. The fofo Obama, the fofo has started a podcast with Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. Okay. Let that one sink in. Dramatic pause. Like, yes, you heard right. Bruce Springsteen. I don't know where he dug up Bruce Springsteen. I'm not quite sure why we couldn't find any black creatives, but yeah, Obama decided to do a podcast with Bruce Springsteen. And on said podcast, he explains that reparations were a non-starter, and I quote, non-starter for his presidency. If you can't see me, I just did a massive head tilt. So here's a couple lines from Mr. Fofo, and then we're going to delve into what we think this could mean. So he says, and I quote, so if you ask me theoretically, are reparations justified? The answer is yes, he said. Okay. He said, there's not much question that the wealth of this country, the power of this country, was built in significant part, not exclusively, not even the majority of it, but a large portion of it was built on the backs of slaves. Okay, problem. And then what he said is, what I saw during my presidency was the politics of white resistance and resentment, the talk of welfare queens, Ronald Reagan era, and the talk of the undeserving poor and the backlash against affirmative action. So all that made the prospect of actually proposing any kind of coherent, meaningful reparations program struck me as politically not only a non-starter but potentially counterproductive. Okay, so I'm gonna give you real quick my take. I've never been an Obama fan. Okay. My problem is when he walked into office, there was that TARP money that Bush left, and the first thing he did was turn right around and give it back to the banks. That was a problem for me right there. Um, and my other problem is he has been, at least in my estimation, white adjacent and not directly pro-black since we've known this guy to become president. Look back at his issues in Flint. You fake sipped water in Flint. You went to lunch with the guy who caused the problem. Fast forward to most recently, you encourage NBA players to end the strike. Then it's don't say defund the police, you'll lose the message. And now we have this where 2 points of interest for me anyway. How do you say the power of this country was built in significant part, not exclusively, gotcha, but maybe not even the majority of, was built on the backs of slaves? I'm sorry, how do you think this white power structure got started? Slaves were brought here for economic empowerment. What do you mean, bro? And then to say, well, in a nutshell, I saw how all these white folk was acting. So I didn't even really bother with the reparations. I didn't even want to bother that because I saw how these white folk was gonna act a fool. So I just let that go. Now, like we talked about, I will not use the C word. I will not categorize him as a coon. A coon to me is the Uncle Ruckus character on Boondocks. It is someone who is black, who purposely says negative things about black people. That would be Candace Owens, coon. But this borders on selloutish to me. Like I got a problem with both of those statements. But sir, your thoughts on Mr. Obama? Like, Killmonger voice. Is this your king? But continue.
It's not, it's not my king, never was. But piggyback everything you said, yeah, he's done a lot of wrong, said a lot of things to make the white masses feel comfortable. And right now we gotta be
Oh,
we're in 2021. We have to get to a stage where we have to be stop making white people feel make stop making them feel uncomfortable, make them feel uncomfortable. Because once we do that, it might be easier to get what we want done instead of just pleasing them like, oh, I don't want to say this because it might make you feel uncomfortable. No, you got to hear it. This is why I said we got to have a White History Month. You got to hear this stuff so we can change it. Because once we start changing, you won't hear a peep from me or you or anyone else like us. You won't hear nothing. I won't have nothing to say. So, yeah, like Obama, please stop trying to be white adjacent like you said, and please stop trying to make them feel comfortable. I'm sorry, I'm past that point. Shout out to all my white friends too, but like I said, if you want to have a real conversation, you want my real thoughts, I will explain it to you. I'm sorry if your feelings get hurt or you feel some type of way, but nah, I'm done. I'm personally done. I can't speak for you, but I'm done trying to make people feel comfortable about themselves, especially when it's the harsh truth. I'm sorry, I believe in the truth. It can be harsh, but it's the truth.
and yeah, it's like I got a problem with both of those statements. To say maybe not the majority of wealth was built on slavery,
It
bro.
was.
What are you talking about?
Trying to make them feel comfortable, like we just said, because that's a
Ooh,
lie.
I'm like what history book are you looking out of, bro? Like, what? The major
The White House that you sit on was built by slaves. So, so yeah,
like,
there's that.
and then to be like, well, you know what? I saw how the white folk was gonna act a fool, so I ain't even bother. Bruh, if you would at least brought it to the see, I'm not a politician. This is part of the reason why I don't want to play politics. I want to do what's right. And as Chairman Fred said, you do it for the people. And I'm like, so if you'd introduce the bill or whatever, the legislation or whatever, formally, it gets shot down, but it also lets us know just how racist or against black people some of these folks in office are. And maybe by now we could have had them voted out. So, okay, maybe you don't get it done, but you get it started. Because who knew, in 4 years, your VP was going to be president anyway. So you could have picked that ball up and ran with it from there. And we might have had a lot of these cats who had an issue with it voted out. But I kind of get his point because you and I have talked about that. You don't know what a white ally is until we get a check just for being black. It's all fun and games. It's very easy. And please don't misinterpret me. I'm not attacking quote unquote white allies. What I'm saying is it's very easy to be a white ally of a certain kind. It's very easy to be a white ally when all you're talking about is doing things to make black people equal with you. It's a whole nother animal when we're saying, hey, I make 60,000 a year, but you're gonna give all these black folk checks and make them millionaires? Yeah, we are. Absolutely. Are you still an ally then? And that will be the true measure. To their credit, we saw after George Floyd and everything else, first time I can remember we seen white people in the streets getting their ass whooped on our behalf. That's an ally. But when we're talking about this gives us economic empowerment, are you still an ally then? And like I said, I have a problem with both counts. One, what history book is this dude using? And then two, what you mean? Well, I didn't even go bother to try because they was gonna be uncomfy. Like, just be quiet, bro. Just go away. Just right. For those who can't see, Kane just made the zip it sign. Just go away because I can't call him a coon, but he got some selloutish ways. He got some of these turn the other cheek, docile Negro ways. And like you just said, we passed that. A protest is supposed to make you uncomfortable. That's the point. There is not a protest that's supposed to make you like, wow, they're protests. That's awesome. No, a protest is supposed to make you uncomfortable. You should fear your shit being burned down. You should be worried. That's what a protest does. Because if it doesn't light a fire under your ass to change something, then we just out here singing songs and holding hands for nothing.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to make the white folk uncomfy.
Wouldn't be me.
That's why you'll never be president.
I want to be this. Believe, trust, and believe. If there's an opportunity for me to lead this country, doses.
Now, see, if you became president, you might be able to do the job that no one else has done. You might be able to look out for black folk for real.
Yeah, but you gotta. There is a misconception. The president can't do everything. You got the senators, congressmen, so they gotta help too. So hopefully, if I do become president, y'all vote some blackity black people with me, so I can get things done.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, that was my thing with Obama. Like, I need him to be quiet. And what's scary was to me is even scarier is there's still there are way more black people that ride with whatever this dude say than don't. And it's like, I don't know why we've lost all objectivity when it comes to this cat. Like, it's like,
because he's the first black president, so we gotta. He's America's sweetheart, darling, as a blackity black wife. So yeah, he's the first family basically. So yeah, that's why.
It's like even Michelle with that. When they go high, when they go low, we go high. When they go low, I'm gonna knee you in the mouth. That's what I'm gonna do. That's made that easier for me. Made that now I just knee you. I ain't gotta kick all the way up. I just knee you in the mouth. But that's that old docile Negro spiritual. And I'm like, it just reeks of a certain kind of respectability politics. And I get it. It's just we have to realize as black people, there are certain things we are doing that are proving to not be effective. Going high when they go low has not proven to be effective. Turning the other cheek has not proven to be effective. Videotaping these pigs has not proven to be effective. So we need a different method for a different outcome.
Yeah, that's definition of insanity right there. We keep doing the same stuff and expecting a different result, and we never get it. So, like we said last episode, check it out if you have it. But like we said last episode, like, yeah, we gotta start, like you said, like we gotta start willing to die for each other or get locked up for each other if you feel like your brother or sister is in danger. Like I said, if that was my son getting a chokehold, he's 10 years old and you're a grown ass man, somebody die. I might die too,
The,
but you coming with me,
the nearest lead pipe is going upside your head.
pretty much.
You
So
know, and yeah, because I never want to see a brother or sister getting abused by one of these pigs. There's two pigs and there's 20 of us standing around. I
right.
don't want to see that. I don't
Now,
want to see that. And see, the thing is, again, because you know it's coming. Oh, they're inciting violence against law enforcement. No,
it's self-defense.
there's
So
there's a way you can arrest someone without putting them in a chokehold, slamming them on the ground,
drawing your
putting your knee on their neck for 9 minutes. You know, little things like that. If you did your job, if you established trust within the community, we wouldn't technically have some of the problems we do. But you can't manage to do that.
no,
So no, I'm not going to stand idly by while some 200 plus pound person, grown up, is choking out a child. I'm going to find the nearest heavy object and go upside your head. Because officially, at that point, you're not doing your job. You're
pretty,
being excessive.
you're being obsessive and you're assaulting that person. So
Right.
self-defense, I'm going to defend that person.
Pretty much. You know, you outweigh this child by what, 2.5 times? So yeah, but not gonna go too far down the rabbit hole. Like you said, we're gonna be kind of light and fluffy today. So the last serious topic we're gonna touch on, um, Governor Abbott, Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, has decided to open Texas in a week. No mask, no nothing. Everything back open. I'm like, boy, Texas really practices some very interesting. It's like the Darwinism headquarters, boy. Kill them all, let God sort them out. Like they really don't care. Now here's what I found interesting though, and I myself was guilty of it. The immediate response was, "Oh my God, you can't do that. I'm not taking my mask off. I'm keeping my mask on." Understood. The question is though, until when? Like living in Texas, um, I can tell you from experience, and you came to visit. Ain't everything ain't locked down like it is up there in them blue states.
No, it's not even close.
You know, we work out with no mask on. We go to restaurants, you got the mask on when you walk in, but once you sit down, you take it off. Like ain't nobody. Yeah, it's different up there.
Yeah, you can't do that here. That's why I was shocked. Like everybody's out and about, restaurants, everybody's selling in groups. Like the restaurant we went to wasn't crowded, but it was enough people. And I'm like, wow, like y'all on some hardcore ish.
So it's like I get everybody's. Oh my God! But in real life, in real practice, if this was what everyone says it is, there should be a hell of a lot more dead Texans. And let me put this out there now. This is not me discounting everybody's deaths. I am not. If you have lost someone to this disease, I am truly sorry. That sucks ass. This is not me being a conspiracy theorist. I don't claim to know if COVID is some man-made blah blah. Look, I'm just going by what it is. And based on what we've been told it is in Texas, like Texas locked down for real for about 2 months from last March till about end of May. That's it. After that, my gym was back open. Well, nobody in the gym wearing no masks. And you know, certain places had restrict capacity limitations, but by and large, stuff been open. That's the thing. Like people are like, oh my God, Texas open. No, 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 no. If you live here, you understand. It's kind of been open. But circling back where we started, I apologize. I went off on a tangent there. The question becomes, so when are you comfy taking the mask off for good? I'll let you start. What has to happen for you to be comfy taking your mask off for good?
All you mofos take the vaccine.
You
All jokes aside, me personally, I'm tired of wearing masks. I'm not one of those that just walks in and just doesn't wear his mask to try to start something. I'll wear the mask when I need to when I'm in a grocery store or whatever. But the second I leave and I'm outside, my mask is coming off. So
Yeah.
me personally, like I said, if Maryland said right 2 weeks from now or next month, like yeah, everything's reopening, no mask, I'm cool. I'll probably be more cautious and I probably will still wear my mask for a little bit until I get used to seeing people without them. All right, I can walk out and be like, oh, I forgot my mask. Oh wait, I don't need it. Because now it's like keys. Like if you forget your mask,
Right. You do the run back to the car, like,
you gotta
oh
go
shit, I forgot
all
my
the
mask.
way back, which is
Right.
trash, man. I hate it, but that's the new normal. So it will be weird as hell to walk outside and see people in grocery stores, restaurants, whatever, with no mask. That would be weird to me. And that's saying something because that used to be normal. So
Good point.
I'm personally ready for the no mask thing, but I mean we'll see
Look,
when the
I,
blue states come in line with you red guys, because they don't care. Our
I
states.
mean, I wear masks in close quarters only. If I'm in a restaurant or something like that, I wear a mask. Quite honestly, I wear this mask as little as humanly possible. Um, my rule on that is very simple with this entire thing because it really depends on what information source you choose to believe. People throw at me, well, the CDC said, what the WHO said, and I can find you studies that say the exact opposite. So what it comes down to is what information sources you choose to believe about this whole thing. And I'm sorry, you can't tell me that, oh, stay in the house because it's for your own good. And then I look and see one of the biggest wealth transfers in known history. And you're choking out small businesses. And you're bitching and moaning about giving people $1,800 in a year at this point. You can't tell me that, oh, just stay in the house, this all be better. You can't tell me that you can't figure out the income piece. Excuse me. You can't figure out the income piece. And other countries have figured out, hey, if I'm going to ask you to stay in the house and not go to work, you're going to need to pay some bills. Let's slide you some money. You can't tell me take the vaccine when Norway pretty much beat this with no vaccine. They literally just stayed in the house. The government said stay in the house, they stay in the house. When they saw an uptick in cases again, they went their asses back in the house. Why? Because I'm guessing they can trust their government. They don't have the type of government that would do something like inject black people with syphilis.
Assassinate people, the black messiahs. Yes.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm. Yeah.
America is a terrorist group, man. And I can prove it.
Ooh.
But that's another
Ooh.
subject for another day.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. Like, how is it that is a little preview? One things y'all gonna cover in the near future. How in the hell has America not been brought up on crimes against humanity?
Terror.
Slavery is a crime against humanity. The war on drugs, it doesn't take a Harvard lawyer to figure out the war on drugs is really a crime against humanity. Privatized prisons, like it ain't hard to bring this through, honestly. And I'm trying to figure out how on earth. Now I get it. America has not done something the level of heinous, depending on how you look at it, the level of heinousness of the most heinous person ever, that being Hitler. No, America's not done that. But
Mm, mm, mm,
bruh, 6 million dead Jews.
mm. Can,
6 million dead Jews.
can we add up all the black lives that have been killed from post-slavery to pre-slavery to actual slavery?
Here's where you're gonna have a problem with that one, without going too far down the rabbit hole, because we promise to keep it kind of light and fluffy. But here's where you're gonna have a problem, right? You have possibly 80 to 100 million dead Africans, and I think that's high. But then you talk about the residuals of slavery that are felt today. Jim Crow, Willie Lynch. Well, Willie Lynch isn't official, but Jim Crow, segregation, and then you talk about the very real lynchings, which are not a federal crime to this day. Here's the problem: you are talking about a system run by people versus one guy. That's the problem. So I get what you're saying, where
It's
You have
tough.
6 million dead Jews
That's right.
versus way more dead black people, but the dead black people are at the hands of a whole system versus one guy.
I mean, that one guy was part of the system, the culture. So it's the same thing to me. I'm not saying either one is worse. I think they're both equal, in my opinion.
Well, it's a reason we call it the Hitler wing of hell, not the America wing of hell.
Yeah, but America deserves a spot. I'll tell you that. If they,
By the way, anyone new? I gotta throw this in there. Anyone new to the show? Anyone new to the show? He and I have comprised a list of what we call the Hitler wing of hell. If hell exists, we're saying there's a Hitler wing reserved for the most heinous people who have ever lived. The Hitler wing. So it's named after Hitler, obviously. Um, Jim Jones is in it. I nominated
Catholic
Ted
priest.
Bundy. You still want the Catholic priest. It's there's no body count with the Catholic priest, but I get your
It's
point. It's a
enough.
very heinous
It's
crime.
enough.
Like there's no body count with the Catholic priest,
Bro,
but I see
even if
your
it was
point.
just one kid, that path, like that's a double whammy. You're a priest, so you're supposed to be all religious, and you're doing homosexuality. That's one, and you're raping somebody. That's sexual assault. That's two, and
And
you
you're a pedophile.
and you're a pedophile. That's three. That's three. Oh, that's a triple whammy. Three.
Okay, so I get your point. I get your point. But yeah, Jim Jones definitely in the Hitler wing of hell. A couple others we got, and I can't escape you, but that's where we were going with that. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's one guy. The one administration, I think we could argue. Two administrations, I think we could argue for the Hitler ring of hell might be Nixon's and Reagan's. You're talking the war on drugs and then literally dumping crack in poor neighborhoods, and we've seen what that's happened, which led to mass incarceration. Da da da. So I would say there are certain administrations that you could definitely say, hey, Hitler ring of hell, but definitely should have been brought up on crimes against humanity. Don't know why they haven't. We'll do our homework. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think what's going to be interesting here, though, circling back, I think what's going to be interesting here is the kid, the little blip that everybody missed, because everybody was like, "Woo, Texas is open." The little thing people missed is businesses still hold the right to tell you to wear a mask. So while Abbott said, "Hey, do what you want. It's open. It's good," but businesses can still tell you to wear a mask. Now, where this is going to become a problem is in places where there are clusters of restaurants. Like if I own a restaurant, I sell steak, and you own a restaurant, you sell steak, and I say, hey, no mask over here, we good, and you say you got to have a mask on, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to inherit all of your business. Um, and then the other thing is going to be real interesting to see, boy. If the major stores, Target, your Walmart, still say keep your mask on, I'm curious to see if Bubba and them is gonna act a fool. I'm curious to see if Bubba and them gonna act up.
I can already predict it. Yes, they will. They're doing it now. So imagine getting told by the government, "Hey, we don't have to wear masks. It's open. You're free." And you walk into Walmart like, "Hey, excuse me, sir, come here. Where's your mask?" Like what? The government just said that's against my rights.
And like I said, I think everybody missed that little detail, and that's gonna be the thing. Well, you talking about I got to have mask on. Yeah, it's my business. And if you want to be in my business, got a mask on. I'm curious what's gonna happen with rideshare though, because right now I understand a rideshare, you can only have three people in the car and no one in the front seat, and everyone has to have a mask on. So I'm curious what's gonna happen there, because I'm like, I'm all the way good with that either way. Like, cool. I got a mask on, drivers got a mask on, done. But I'm curious how that's going to play out because technically they're independent contractors, and you don't want to start picking and I can't wait to see how that's going to play out. So, oh, by the way, to answer the question that you answered, well, actually, did you answer it? Wonder what is it going to take for you to take the mask off permanently? Just them saying take your mask off? Like they
Yeah.
said in 2 weeks, take your mask off. You good?
I'm gonna be a little reluctant at first. I'll make sure everybody else doing it. But other than that, yeah, I'm tired of wearing masks. I'll take my chances. If it kills me, then so be it. But I'll take my
Really?
chances.
How you going to take the mask off and not get the vaccine, sir?
I mean, it's been what what a
A
year,
year.
a year since this started, and I've been pretty healthy. Haven't got sick. I rarely ever get sick. Knock on wood.
All
But
right. So for the
but
listeners, do you take a flu shot?
no, I've never had the flu, and I don't take the flu shot. Knock on wood again.
And you've never taken a flu shot?
Never.
Never.
No,
Okay.
no sir. Not me.
Okay. All right. I'm with you on that because the thing I think people need to ask themselves, because everybody out there, based on what I'm seeing, oh my God, Texas is going to be dead in a month. They expected this to be, oh, wow. Wow. I got an interesting point. I just thought about it, but give me a second. Um, Texas will be dead in a month. So the question you need to ask yourself is, so what, and this is just rhetorical, just for the listeners, the viewers, what is it going to take for you to feel safe to take your mask off? Or is just masking part of life for you now? Because it seems like all in the media, well, no, don't take your mask off. There's this new strain. There's this new strain that can mutate a mutation. Like, and at some point, it just sounds like I get what you're saying. At some point, it's like, look, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and not breathe through this mask forever. But here's a little. Here, you want to hear something funny though? Because we're about to talk about Hollywood. You want to hear something funny?
What?
So there's a movie that was set in 2021, and there was a pandemic and a failed vaccine rollout, which turned everyone into zombies. Dude, we are literally living I Am Legend.
That was set in 2020. Oh,
That was set in 2021.
wow.
So let's think about that for a second.
Wow.
Pandemic, tried to roll out a vaccine and it failed, turned everybody into zombies. Are we getting nervous yet?
I don't know. This new strain might start turning people into zombies. You never know.
I mean, it might be the vaccine that turned people into zombies. We don't know that either.
Hey, I know, like I said, all jokes. Well, actually, all.
Right, we're literally living I Am Legend right now.
You give me a dog. I
Oh,
need.
that hurt. That hurt. That really hurt. Watch when he had to choke the dog out. That
Yeah, a sad
tough.
day.
That was tough. Hey, wait, have you seen Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Probably a long time ago. I don't.
Ah, see, you can't, because I was gonna say there's another movie debate we can have real quick. Which was worse, Will Smith having to kill a dog or Tom Hanks losing Wilson?
Or if you remember when we watched this a long time ago, the this the miss, the ending of the miss.
Oh, the ending of the mist. Oh no.
That is the worst ending.
That is the most painful
That
plot.
was
That
so
is the most
crazy.
epic, painful plot twist in movie history.
Oh,
Anybody listening or watching, if you have, because we thought The Sixth Sense had a crazy plot twist, like, oh shit, he been dead the whole time. Hot damn, we didn't even know it. But the most gut wrenching plot twist in movie history is
yeah,
definitely The Mist.
yeah, that
Ah,
was bad. That was
oh,
bad.
oh.
Because I just remember watching that. And we both looking at each other like, he did really, really.
5 more minutes.
Son, it's like, son, you if you felt like you was going to die anyway, you should have just waited and just to see, and then
No, because I get it. You'd rather. Oh gosh. Okay, folks. So we warning. We have now left the heavy part of the show. We're gonna get fluffy. We're gonna talk Hollywood and music. Okay. If you think you don't want to watch your family get torn apart by these monsters.
but but I'm saying I get why he did it. If you thought if I was in this situation, I'm like, all right, maybe this would be the easiest way to end it. Make it quick, make it fast. Like Joker said, make it fast. But um
We're up to two Dark Knight
but
references.
hindsight
We're
is
up to two.
2020. Who would have thought that when the mist cleared after he killed everyone in the thing in
It's
the
the damn
car,
army.
that it's the freaking army coming to save the day. Like, yo, that is the most effed up ending I've ever seen in my life. I still
Oh,
get
you got
nightmares.
yeah. You probably wanted to. You probably wanted to kill. Yeah, it was that worst, most gut wrenching plot twist ever. Was oh gosh, yeah.
That,
Okay, So we haven't had in a while. We're going back to our great debaters. This one actually is kind of inspired by Shannon Sharp, but you and I think we talked about this a long time ago.
We did.
We are avid fans of the Dark Knight trilogy. Nolan Ryan, I'm Nolan Ryan. Woof. Christopher Nolan. I don't know where Nolan Ryan came from. Maybe because I'm in Texas. Christopher Nolan did a great job to what I believe was one of the greatest trilogies ever. Um, I still say it's even with Matrix, but anywho, um, Shannon Sharp had on his page on IG. Stop it. Shannon Sharp on his page on IG. Did Dark Knight have the greatest opening sequence ever? And I'm like, I get it. It's Heath, it's Joker, it's the iconic line, but we are not gonna sit here and pretend Dark Knight Rises didn't happen. Like for me, that Christopher Nolan probably sat back, watched Dark Knight, was like, how can I do better? And when you have a bigger plane take over a smaller plane in the air and dudes rope rappelling down, like I get it. The opening sequence of Dark Knight is like, wow. But Dark Knight Rises and Bane, I got it's not by much. It's not by much. But if we're talking best opening sequence, I got Dark Knight Rises over Dark Knight. Where you want it?
I got Dark Knight. You know how I feel about Dark Knight. It's my probably my favorite movie of all time.
Be objective,
But
sir.
but
Be
at my
objective.
let me finish. I'm about to be real objective. Dark Knight Rises had better stunts. Like the stunts, like you said, the plane in the opening scene was better. Cause like you said, like who would think I have a bigger plane coming to a plane and you basically hijack a plane by being in a bigger plane, kill everybody on it, and then just grab something and be like, let's go. Like
Right.
who thinks of stuff like that? Like that's genius.
That was crazy.
That's genius, and he's the master of stunts. But in terms of quotables and impact, like Joker, like you didn't even know it was Joker until the ending of the opening scene. Like, what do you believe? What do you stand for? Well, I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you strange. Like that's just so hard. You like,
But
oh, that's the Joker. Oh, this is how we start off.
okay, cool. But we had this argument earlier though. But I think for movie buffs, for those who love dialogue and meaning behind dialogue, I get it. Whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger is iconic. But if you can appreciate dialogue and be a bit of a movie nerd,
I mean,
no
man,
one cared.
yeah.
No one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Or at
And
this
it's like,
take off your mask.
and it's like, think about that for a second. I've been walking amongst y'all the whole time and nobody noticed. Nobody cared. I put the mask on, lift a little weight. Now everybody cares.
You're a pretty big guy.
For you. Why do you flex on something like that though? Like that's a nice way.
like,
Oh yeah.
like I will shoot him on sight. Like after he said that, I'm ending the clip on him.
For
He ain't
you.
gonna embarrass me like that. What? For me, I bow. Take that. That's crazy.
Probably wondering what kind of person would shoot a man before throwing him off of a plane. Like, oh,
I
okay,
mean,
damn,
yeah.
you
If you
kind of
shoot
makes
me, I'm
sense.
already I'm already
You
dead.
kind of like that's the SNL skit waiting to happen. Like you kind of got a point, fam. Like, what? Why are you going to shoot him? Just throw him off the plane. That's if you really want to make the point.
Right.
I mean, I was thinking because I was one of the henchmen. Like I said, there's an SNL skit waiting to happen. I'm like, yeah, your man's kind of got a point there, fam. Like I don't want to say nothing, but dude with the mask kind of got a point. We should probably just throw him out the plane without shooting him. Just saying. But yeah, I'm going with Dark Knight Rises by a smidge. I just think like the spectacle of it all, Bane, and like you said, at the end of it, you got Bane hold, dangling from a damn plane, holding a whole other person. Wow. Like wow.
Yeah,
So
stun.
there's that.
Yeah, stun wise, Dark Knight Rises is better, but like impact, I think the Joker's was better.
I think from a wide scale, like Joker doesn't take much thought. The impact of his line doesn't take much thought, but when you start to, like I said, if you're a bit of a movie nerd or appreciate dialogue, when you start to analyze what Bane said, that's just almost as equally as powerful. No one cared who I was till I put on the mask. It's like it's like it's DC. It's we talk about it's Superman. You know what I mean? Clark Kent has to put on glasses to cover up who he is. He is naturally Superman. He
That,
has to put on the glasses to cover up who he is.
that is so. I'm sorry. I say it often. That is the dumbest disguise I've ever heard of my life. It's like I go rob a bank without glasses, and then for my cover up, I put on glasses. Like, oh my god, who are you? Who does that? That's definitely, like I said, that's my only beef with Superman. Like, how is his disguise working? Like, how are y'all that stupid? But that's just comic books for you. But hey,
Right.
yeah.
Right,
Man,
right, right, right. So yeah, I'm going with Dark Knight Rises by Smidge. All right. So the other thing we were talking about, mentioned last minute. Any event in history that you could bear witness to, what would it be? Actually, I modify. I have two. In no particular order. I would have really loved to have seen. I understand this took hundreds of years, so I probably have to keep popping back in. I would have loved to seen a building of the pyramids. Like you ain't gotta tell me the secrets and the math, but if I could have just popped in back in ancient Egypt and just seen the pyramids being built, seen the Sphinx being built, like remember there are no cranes, there are no machines, and folks can't build pyramids now. So I would have loved to seen pyramids be built. And
yeah,
then the only other event I would say as a tie, um, I would love to be in space and see the Big Bang happen. You know, I get it. All the
what?
religious folk up there.
What? God
Yeah.
created everything. What is wrong with you, dude? Ain't no Big Bang. That's God farted, and that's why it came that way.
Who raised you?
I'm sorry. It's a joke. Don't come at me. I believe I have my own religion too. So it's a joke. But
But
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
would I would love to see the Big Bang and then see the Infinity Stones fly. But no. I mean, listen. If you watched Infinity War, it could have happened. We don't know. There really could be 6 Infinity Stones out there that we've never found. No one was here for the Big Bang, and no one went looking for Infinity Stones. We never know. But
Look at this. I'm sorry.
okay, all right. But no, I mean, I would have loved to see the Big Bang, and I would have liked to have loved to see pyramids be built, and that would be like wow. So I know it was short notice, kind of last minute, but what event in any point in history would you love to bear witness to?
I'll go with what you said too. Like, but also for me personally, I would love to be in the civil rights era and go to Malcolm's speeches,
Ooh,
Dr. King
ooh.
speeches, Fred Hampton speeches. I would love to just be in the crowd with my people, feeling the power.
Right.
So that would be one of the short notes. Yeah, you put this. I wish I had time to make an actual
Yeah,
list.
my bad, my bad, my bad.
So now I gotta think on the fly. Yeah, the Big Bang. Yeah. Speeches. Yeah. Pyramids. Yeah. Uh, Also, I guess Egypt too. Like to see them how they taught all the other the Caucasus people
Ooh.
stuff. I would love to see how they taught them
To
and
sit in
learn
a
from my.
class in Timbuktu. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
love to see that. Teaching them everything and what else? Well, I'm not going to say what you said off air because
I
we
mean, no, now you touched on, so we can't leave it off. I'm going to wonder. I was like, the other thing is, I would have, but see, you can't participate. I said, watch, not like involve yourself. Because I said, what about a successful slave revolt? But I'm like, you can't be a part of it. You have to watch. And I'm like, well, I don't really need to watch it. But, and I think, because like, we all know the story in Nat Turner. But I think partially the story in Nat Turner is also told because remember, that didn't end too well. they all ended up hung. So
Right.
technically, you didn't lead a successful slave revolt. You just murdered some white folk.
Right.
If the objective was freedom, at the end of it all, you didn't get freedom. But
You did. It was death. So you're not a slave no more, but you're not alive. So yeah,
yeah,
technically.
but you they tortured that brother something horrible.
Oh yeah.
You know it wasn't just okay. We gonna hang you. We gonna lynch you. You know they tortured that brother something horrible.
And they did
So
that after slave times. So yeah.
oh, good point taken. But yeah, to see it's successful. But I'm like that's all nonsense aside. We talk a lot about race on this show, and the truth of the matter is, I think I can speak for when I say this. The conversation about race is a small one. The overall objective here is to get people to understand it is really the one versus the 99. It is really the 1% elites versus the rest of us. And there's a lot more rest of us than the elites. But because we keep getting tripped up on the racial aspect, I think you and I take it upon ourselves, shine a light on that and say, hey, let's figure out what it's because there's still a good amount of denial. Until we all watch George Floyd get executed, there was still a good amount of people who think we're making this shit up.
Which was dumb.
Until
Yeah,
until we saw the videotape of Ahmaud Arbery pretty much get hunted down like an animal and killed, we thought he was a criminal. He broke into some houses. So it's like there's still a fair amount of people who don't think that this is going on.
right.
And it's like we gotta get to the point where quote unquote socialism isn't a dirty word. We have to get to the point where look, if I make 20,000 a year and you make 20,000 a year and I'm darker than you, we're still looked at the same by the 1%.
Right.
So I say a lot to say we talk a lot of stuff about race here, but ideally it's awareness. Like this is what's going on. We need to get rid of this argument so we can have the larger argument about class.
Right.
So,
Like I
you
said,
know,
oh go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, would seeing a quote unquote successful slave revolt be something? Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's still all racial bloodshed. And we need at this point in time, we need to elevate and figure out we got a lot more in common with our poor white brothers and sisters than we don't. Now, maybe they don't know it, but from sitting where we sit, fam, if I get food stamps and I'm on Section 8, you get food stamps and you on Section 8, we got a common enemy.
Right. Yeah,
And it
we've
ain't
been
me.
saying that, which is crazy. It's crazy how 1% controls 99% of the population. Like you said, they are the greatest sheep shepherds ever, and that's why
Mhm.
we call a lot of people sheep because y'all falling for the trap. Like this should not be this way.
Right.
1% should never control 99% of a population.
No,
Like
no, not at
as
all.
soon as people wise up, it's gonna be an issue. Because like you said, like soon the poor will have nothing to eat but the rich. So like yeah, it's it's kind of admiring. It's like how they do it in a weird evil way. Like why?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
If you can take 2 seconds to forget how you're victimized by it,
it's like
it is.
it's amazing actually. Like how the hell did y'all pull this off?
Bro,
Like
it's like that scene in the Matrix, the first Matrix, when they had Morpheus in the building, and they just was like, you ever stopped and stared at it, marveled at its beauty?
it's
I'm
like
like, yeah, when you can stop and do that and look at how crazy a machine it is, how effortlessly it runs, and how it's perpetrated by those most affected by it. That's like, wow, dog. We sitting here trying to figure out who gonna be rich, who gonna replace the 1%, as opposed to how do we spread this wealth out amongst everybody.
right. But nah, we
But
can't do that. That's communism and stuff. So yeah.
see, we said it was gonna be soft and fluffy.
It is fluffy. You don't have to go into detail. We get. I was going on. I'm just like me personally. Even at how evil some acts can be, you just gotta look at it and like, wow, like you really did that. Like Like, wow, like you are evil as hell. Like if you just look at the scope and take the evilness away, it's like you mustered up a plan to do something like this, and it was executed perfectly. And the people that is getting executed on keep it going. They keep the wheels rolling. They turn on each other. They don't turn on the master. They turn on each other.
Right.
And that's amazing how for thousands of years that's been like this, and people
Mhm.
are and they're still benefiting from it because of,
Yeah.
like you said, the dream of being rich to be like one of them when most likely it's not going to happen. So, but hey,
Right.
that's
All right.
torture for you. That's hope. The torture of
Right.
hope.
Right. Not
But
the audacity of Hope Obama. Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad. Just had to. I didn't even know I had that dart to throw. I it just slipped out my hand. I didn't even know I threw that dart. My bad. I'm so sorry, Michelle. Forgive me.
Right. You replaced Tyler Perry with Obama. That's your new man.
Yo, you're right.
That's your new man.
You're right. You're right. It used to be, if you've been a long time listening to the show, it used to be shots at Tyler Perry, shots fired at all times at Tyler Perry. Not so much anymore. But yeah, there's that. But okay, back to the light and fluffy. And yeah, I just thought about another event, and I know I said one or two, but another event I would love to see. I would have loved to have been back in the Harlem Renaissance, hang out with Langston Hughes and them, and that'd have been so dope. In the world's greatest city, the Harlem Renaissance, all that art and that culture, that'd have been dope. Harlem Renaissance would have been dope. And I really wish I go back in time and be part of Shaka Zulu's army. That'd have been dope as well. But okay, I'm like naming off way too much stuff. All right. So
The last thing for me, all right, the last thing for me I just thought about is I've seen it on TV, but if I was in the stands when Kobe dropped 81, because to me that's the greatest scoring feat ever. I know Wilt dropped 100, but
yeah.
think about who was against, and you gotta the time period is different. But in terms of the modern era, that's the greatest scoring period we've ever seen. So I would love to be in like uh, front row seats, uh, sitting there to watch
What's
that.
that? I mean, if you're talking the sports bucket list, I wish I could have been, I think it was in the spectrum when Leitner hit this shot. I would have loved to seen a Tyson fight live. If you're talking sports, you're talking the sports bucket list, sports pass. I'd love to see a Tyson fight
Ooh,
live.
I would love to see Muhammad Ali versus Frazier or George Foreman. I would love to see that if we talking boxing.
Yeah. I love seeing Tyson because Tyson fight was just the thing to see. Um, I wish this is my childhood stuff. I really wish I could have been in Pontiac, Michigan for WrestleMania 3 when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. What you gonna do, brother? Anyway, I was a huge Hogan fan. I thought Hogan was black for the longest time. I didn't know what a tan was. I didn't know what a tan was. He was like super bronze. I had no idea.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
Hey, who knew? No one told us Hulk Hogan was white. He was always bronze. We thought it was a brother.
Yeah, we don't say that about Donald Trump.
That's just bad. Like that's just bad coloring. Like you look like a Cheeto. But there's that. But okay. Last thing we're gonna touch on, boy. I thought you was kidding. I really thought you were kidding. But apparently somebody that lost their rabbit ass mind and said Drake Aubrey is better than Black Thought. I don't know. I think maybe like like I said, these yo people, these yo generation, these Molly and E babies, like, because ain't nobody with working brain cells gonna ever utter no dumb ish like that. Drake, Drake,
Drake?
Drake, like, oh god, oh goodness. Okay, so this is a rap thing for those who are not aware. Drake, he's a rapper, and Black Thought is also a rapper, but he's a god level rapper. Like,
Alien. He's an alien of aliens.
right, like And he has given us the single biggest display of lyricism off the top of the dome ever. 11 minutes of straight bars off the top on Funk Flex. We got question marks on if Aubrey even write his own stuff. And you talking about him being better than 11 minutes off the top with no fault, with no, get through bars. None. Drake.
No throwaway bars. Yeah, he had no throwaway. Every bar hit hard, which is
Like, you gotta listen to that like 4 times to get it all in. Like,
mm, mm. Yeah.
but
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the question here, because that's not even worth entertaining. That's just, dear kids, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Um, where do we put Drake pretending he wrote everything? Because there's rumors that he has a ghostwriter. I still say we don't know to what capacity. Someone writing you a verse, throwing you a couple bars. That's not a ghostwriter to me. Like, ghostwriter is like, Puffy's whole rapping career. That's a ghostwriter. I doubt Dr. Dre ever wrote a lyric in his life. That's a ghostwriter. But Drake probably had a couple folks write a verse here or there, gave him a hook here or there. But even if he wrote everything, where are we putting Drake? And to refresh people of our tiers, there's Whack Rapper. There's, what was that, the Whack Rapper? Good MC. There's Good MC.
You're good MC, lyricist, and alien.
Then there's Alien. The Alien tier is the top of the top of the top of the top when you talk about lyrics and bars. In my estimation, Drake is easily a lyricist at best. To me, now his versatility is not to be excused. I mean, not to be ignored. If this was the NBA, he's a 12-point triple double. He get 12 points, 12 boards, 12 assists, easy. Make it look easy. He can hop on a track with Rihanna. He can hop on a track with a trap rapper. He can spit bars like on, forever. So if outside of Joyner Lucas, I think he's the most versatile rapper in the game, but you're not great. You're just really good at a lot of stuff.
I agree. I agree that he's a lyricist at best. If everything was by him, which it wasn't, but if it was, then yeah, he's a lyricist. Maybe he's looking around the corner at Alien, like he's looking through the window. Like how I look at the house through my window over there. So
hilarious.
But yeah, I think he's. Yeah, you disrespecting Drake by comparing.
Not at all. He's a 12-point triple double. You know how hard it is to get a 12-point triple double in the NBA.
He's a 20-point triple double, man.
I was doing too much. That's putting him in a Russ category, and he ain't.
No, Russ is like a 30-point triple double. That's different. He ain't a 30-point triple. Nah, he's not. Especially these last couple of years, Drake, where he sound exactly the same, making these dances and hit radio hits. I was like, yeah, you kind of lost touch. Like I said, I agree with people who missed the old Drake because that was raw. Now, I don't know if he wrote it all, so that may be why, and maybe he's writing now, and that's why it sounds trash. But I don't know. Yeah, he's a 20-point triple double at his prime, in his prime. Right now, right now, if we go on these last couple of years, then yeah, I would say he's a Draymond triple single. Not even.
Wow, way to take a dump on Draymond, but okay.
Draymond is great. I'm not taking a dump. That's Charles Barkley said that. I'm just saying what he said.
We're talking Draymond Green, by the way. /setter for the Golden State Warriors for those not unfamiliar. But
it's good. His impact is beyond numbers. That's why. So I respect Draymond Green. So let's not get twisted. I know my basketball people. Yeah, I like that guy.
We got NBA stars agreeing with me, but y'all still think Larry Bird can play today. So yeah, wave your hand. Wave your hand. Kevin Garnett's a Hall of Famer, and he said them these cats can't play today. AI Hall of Famer said cats from back then couldn't play today. I'm not gonna argue with a Hall of Famer, let alone two of them. So don't take it up me. Take it over KG and AI. Just saying. Just saying. But nah, Aubrey's a lyricist. And like if his house is in Lyricisville, Alien Land is a good 20 miles away. It's a good 20 miles away. Like you're a good lyricist. You're about to cream the crop on the lyricist tier, but you're a good ways away from the alien tier, buddy. You don't. I argue you don't, because the one even get considered before you can put in your application to move into Alien Land. You have to have a classic album to your resume, and I'm not so sure Aubrey does.
He has one. Take care. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, but then it's like
He's not really.
other,
I mean, he's not really an album type rapper. I mean, he's more of a hits dude. Like I said,
but everyone in the Alien tier has actually that's not true. I caught myself. That's not true. So you're right. You're right. I give it to you.
wait,
Joe
what?
Joe Budden doesn't own a classic album. Neither does Ortiz. Neither does Crooked Eye.
Yeah, but no, yeah, yeah, but
Right. Like
they're just so very.
Royce does. Royce owns two. Honestly, I think Booker Ryan and I forgot when it just came out, but Royce owns two classics. So, but getting to the Alien tier, you gotta have like just amazing lyrical ability.
Yeah, that's not him. No, that's not. It's not him.
Nah, that's not it. That's not it. So there's that. All right, quick run it back recap. So start from the bottom. Now we here. Um, Obama, just say less. That's it. Just say less, bro. Say less. So say less. Um, Texas and masks in general. I'm good not having them. No knock. I've always maintained this. Whatever you feel you need to do to keep yourself healthy, do that. Um, Dark Knight Rises by a smidge, or Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises with Gray's opening sequence ever. Um, Narrowed it down. I stand by my original two. I'd love to see the pyramids. I'd love to see the Big Bang and catch Infinity Stones. And lastly, Drake is a lyricist, top tier lyricist, but he's a good ways away. Even if he wrote it all, he's a good ways away from the alien land. Sir, your recap.
Yeah, Obama, shut up. Texas, like I said, I'm all for it. Like I said, like you said, if you feel comfortable with still wearing your mask, then do that. If not, I'm cool with that too, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired, real tired. Better opening scene, I would say Dark Knight by a smidge. Um, what would I like to be in history? The same thing as you, but also what did I say? I like to be in Brother Malcolm and Martin's and Fred Hampton speeches. Love to see Kobe drop 81 in person. Um, yeah, and see God pass gas. But uh,
This guy.
yeah, and Drake versus Black Thought. Yeah, it's not even a comparison. Not even close. Not it's not close. It wasn't my generation that said that. It's the generation after me. So I got nothing to do with that. That's that TikTok people and all that trash. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, he's a lyricist at most, looking out the window like Squidward when he looks at SpongeBob Patrick having fun. That's what he's doing. He's that but yeah. So yeah, that's all I got. No, yeah. I mean this, I truly mean it this time. We don't mean no harm. We really mean all the disrespect. Except for the God thing. I don't mean no disrespect. It's a joke. Don't kill me over this. It's a joke. I believe in God too. Trust me, I'm one of you. Just relax. God made me. He had a sense of humor. That's why. There you go. But yeah.
Jeez. All right, boys and girls, that is it for this week. We went light and fluffy. We didn't go too hard. Don't worry. We will be back to talk about pigs next week. We'll talk about NYPD and their Robo Dog pig. How'd that happen? Oh, we will be back with the shits. Don't worry.
Yes,
Don't
we will.
worry. So if you enjoyed the show, awesome. Like, hey, they didn't talk about the cows. They didn't call them pigs. You got a week off. Don't worry. There's plenty of pig stuff to talk about next week.
Oink oink.
But same bad time, same bad channel. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Yeah, I Said It podcast. Till next week. Peace.
Yeah.